So I thought that was like a beautiful, beautiful meaning. What do you think, Sam?
Did you plan that shit out, or did you like say just on a whim, you're like, I want this, let's go do it today? Because I remember out of all the tattoos, you said that this one is the one that you were least confident about.
Yeah, so the reason being is like initially, like I went to the tattoo like parlor, shout out Sean Arnold for this one. Uh but I was gonna do like a line, so sort of like a simplistic like bird. Um and like I didn't even know it was gonna be like a swallow or anything like that. Like I had no idea like what type of bird I wanted. I just knew I wanted a bird on my hand, like kind of tiny. But when I got there with Sean Arnold's like expertise, he told me, dude, no, that's not like a good idea. Like you should just do the swallow. Like it's like we'll make it like different, and I'm sure you'll like it like way better. So I just trusted him on that whole thing. Um, but yeah, it's like super detailed, very small. And the reason I was like least confident about it was because I got home and I posted like a picture on my story, or I think I posted like an actual Instagram picture, and I didn't realize that Shawn Mendes had a swallow on his right hand. So
So did
yeah,
that make you feel like you copied people?
not really, because I didn't know. And so like yeah, like at first I was like it was kind of like a bummer. We definitely both have a swallow, but oh well. At this point, it's like, well, it's permanent. I mean, I still love it though. It's like one of that's the story behind the swallow. But just going down my wrist here, I got a crown on my wrist, and this was one of the very, very, very first tattoos I've ever gotten. I think it was my second one actually. Um, and pretty much that one's pretty self-explanatory. That one is just Kingdom Hearts. That's like a necklace that Sora is wearing constantly, and it's just kind of like a symbol for the game because I love it so much. Kind of like his symbol. Um, but yeah, it's mostly just like to represent, like the reason I got the tattoo was to just like represent the game like as a total, like in whole, because I don't know if I've ever went into this to you guys listening here, but I've just always really loved that game because it kind of like taught me a lot. Like when I was really young, I played it mostly when I was like in elementary school, like daily. Uh, and so it's like based around, for people that don't know, uh kind of like Final Fantasy characters going like on like adventures and stuff like that, and leaving their hometown and seeing like new worlds, and me being like what, 5, 6, 7, playing that, like kind of inspired me like at a really young age to like live a different life and get out of my comfort zone and go like Sora literally leaves his Destiny Islands to go and like meet a bunch of new people and all this stuff. Like, and he like the whole story is based around him like trying to build a raft and like seeing what's out there. And then it's like a big like fight between light and darkness, and there's just a powerful like message behind it where like I don't know, I just like a simple concept at the same time for like a 5-year-old kid. So I don't know, it just like changed my life like at a really young age to think differently.
I'm always so surprised at how many like other like influencers we meet that know
tattoo on his arm, which is crazy. Like, I didn't even know that was like a thing that a lot of influencers knew, but it's kind of like a weird, like you were saying, like a weird theme among people we meet in LA that are just like, oh, you like Kingdom Hearts? Like,
I think it speaks to the career of social media people. I mean, going out and seeing the world and like doing something different, just trying new things. Like I feel like that's that's the message, and you followed
yeah,
it.
yeah. And it's just crazy that everybody has that, you know? It's like, I thought Kingdom Hearts was such like a rare game because back in Kansas, nobody in high school really played.
Disney characters, but you probably got a lot more meaning out of that. I just, became a sniper.
Yeah, you just figured out how to quick scope and get those headshots in for that camo or
Exactly.
whatever, camo gun skin. But yeah, that's pretty much the meaning. Quick, so I don't lag too much. Going up my left arm, I also have a dead sunflower on my inside bicep, and that was pretty self-explanatory as well. Kansas, grew up there. Both Sam and I did till we were 18, and sunflower is the Kansas flower, and so it's a wilted, a wilted part of my past. Kind of dark, but yeah.
And you have it with Nate. Nate got it too, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it took Nate like a long time. Like, we were initially going to get it both like at the same time, right after our Hawaii trip, where like our whole Paradise Island book was like based around. Um, but then like I ended up getting it like a week afterwards, and then like I really like his like how it literally goes up like the entire like inside bicep. It's crazy, but
Yeah,
yeah,
he
that's
always
just
says that like his meaning, he said, was like, yeah, since it has those roots, it's like you were in Kansas, we got uprooted, and we're all traveling around the world, but we're all still like the same flower, but it's like, or like the same like Kansas flower.
we're little flowers. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying we're all little flowers on the inside.
I agree. Guys, let us know if you think you're little flowers too.
Is there a comment section below?
I hope so. No, there's not, but they can send voice messages. Send them. We got 5 in the queue. We'll start answering those pretty soon here. But uh, Jesus. You know what's crazy about this tattoo is I constantly forget that I have it.
Dang, why is that?
It's just like in this weird hidden spot where it's like, obviously I know the ones on the back of my arms and like my back because it's so like hidden that it's like people point it out all the time, but the inside of my arm is like I'll never see it. It's always by my side. So like the only time I see it is when I like lift my arm up. And so I always forget that it's there.
Yeah, because you can't really, like, other people can see all your back tattoos and point them out, but I don't think you can see that from your back. Like if you're shirtless or something like that, I don't think anyone from behind you would be able to see it. And if you're like closing your arms or whatever, you can't see it from the front either. You literally, like you said, have to lift your arm for that to be visible.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's so hidden. It's so funny to me. Like the first year after I got it, I would just constantly look down and be like, "Holy shit, when did I get this? Like, what the fuck?" I just forget it like instantly. But moving on real quick, I got a moon on my left arm as well, as you guys should know. I think Yeah, it's been in like a lot of like pictures and stuff like that. But I got a moon, and then on the opposite arm, so my right arm, I have a wolf that apparently is an actual like coyote.
Oh my
That's a
god!
funny story.
So you screwed it up.
Kind of, yeah. So, well, I don't know if it was technically my fault, and I'm not gonna blame like or like shout out the tattoo artist that did this, but uh, yeah, no, I guess it's probably my fault because I like told him what I wanted, but I didn't know like, and neither did he, that like wolves are known to have their tail down if they're howling at the moon. And it wasn't until we went to that wolf sanctuary with Elton at one point, like a couple of years ago, that like one of the ladies there was like, that's not how wolves howl, right? If they're sitting down, the tails would be down. I was like, oh fuck, well great. But I mean, it has the same meaning. Like I wasn't too upset about it because um, it's the same thing. Pretty much what it means is it's like obviously I have the moon on one side, coyote, wolf on the other, and it's just like to symbolize like a lone wolf howling to the moon and being like more independent. And because I just felt like all my life like I was constantly like depending on other people, whether it was like with schoolwork or business stuff in the future. And like I got this tattoo to really remind myself to like be my own person and yeah, just become more independent with the way I do life.
Oh, do you like this one? You said your swallow is one of your favorites. How do these compare?
So yeah, swallow. I love that one because it was the first like super detailed tattoo that I got. The other ones were kind of like big black stamps, I guess you could say. And so I like them for sure, but they're definitely like on like the lower of my like favorite list of tattoos, just because like I don't see them all the time, and like just people point it out a lot. Like I'll even remember when we were at like the beach and like people were just like, "Oh yeah, like I didn't know it was you guys," but then I saw like your tattoos on your back and like knew it was you or whatever. It's
Oh
like people
yeah.
can recognize that, which is crazy. Um, but I mean, like I don't got on my chest. I have those. So a lot of people think this is a heart from Kingdom Hearts as well, but it's actually two people, and maybe like you guys haven't even seen it this way before, but it's like it's two people back to back, kind of like with their chests out. Like imagine like two people with their chest out, and it has like a keyhole in it, and it kind of is like a symbol for two things. One, this is like a protect your heart meaning because it's like two people, and then I have like a keyhole in the middle, so it's kind of like yeah, two people like protecting my heart. Um, and it's also a symbol that we used to uh, look at all the time when we used to watch this channel called Simple Pickup. And we've talked about this a lot for like all the OG listeners tuning in right now. Uh, but like when Sam and I were super shy kids at like 14 years old, band kids, didn't know how to talk to anybody. We learned confidence and stuff because I like would go on YouTube and literally like as a 14-year-old kid type in how to like talk to girls, how to be confident, stuff like that. And we came across a channel that unfortunately does not exist, or if it does exist, it's in a completely different name now, where like it was a channel all about confidence and things like that. So
That
yeah,
so it was like your two. Is it the keyhole of Kingdom Hearts, which is one thing that affected your childhood, and then another thing that really impacted your childhood, Simple Pickup, all mixed into one.
kind of. I don't even think the keyhole is Kingdom Hearts. Like
Okay.
it's just more so like guarding my heart, pretty much like saying that like my heart is something that needs to be opened, you know what I mean, which is kind of like along the lines of something that you would hear in Kingdom Hearts, but I was not like envisioning that while I got it.
Mm.
um but yeah, I don't know if we want to like go into that kind of story about how we literally like started working on a side project with these guys that I got like they're like the Simple Pickup guys, which is insane. So like it literally kind of like went full circle, and looking up to them like at 15 years old and watching all their videos, like we were able to meet them at like 18, and it's just like crazy how like everything in life came full circle like that.
Yeah, it is like
Like,
a crazy story, you know, to think like they impacted you to the point where that helped um, create a business, and now you have it, one, on your chest, and then two, have had like a business with them because of like the things you learned across on the way. Like it's just like such a full circle type of scenario.
yeah, and it's one of those things where like it really is like inspiring, and I feel like it was something that like made me realize, damn, like we could literally meet anybody we want to if we have like a specific goal in mind, and like if we're in like the right work fields and stuff like that, right area, right place, right time, like you can literally uh like meet people that like you have always looked up to. It was insane. It was like a fangirl moment for Sam and I when we saw them at like VidCon for the first time.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, it was nuts. But yeah, that's pretty much the meaning behind that. Then on my right ribs, I have this big bleeding rose. And a funny story about this is I did not expect it to be like this big. But Crazy Kid Tattoo was like, no, you gotta like do it. Like, trust me, it's gonna like fit better. It's gonna make more sense like having it like that size. And so pretty much what a bleeding rose means is kind of like if you can get over like an emotional time in your life, that's kind of like, it's kind of like a rose that's bleeding, that's like wrapped in barbed wire. So it's kind of like healing an emotional part that I've been through in life.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah, when you came back with that, I was like, holy shit, this is like half of your body.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty giant. But I really like it. It took some use, like getting used to, especially right when I got it, because tattoos are very like big and black. Like right when you get them, it takes them a while to like fade and kind of like set into your skin. But I really enjoy it now, and I love how detailed it is. And this is actually, out of all my tattoos, the one that people like the most. Like everybody says that this is their favorite. So
Really?
yeah, it's kind of interesting. I was like, okay, that's cool. But
It's
yeah, it's
definitely super unique, and or like super detailed. Like the structure of everything, like I don't know, it's kind of, it's like it's bleeding. You can definitely see all like the drips. I don't know. It's pretty like pretty intense of a tattoo.
yeah, no, it's like, yeah, it's super detailed, but that's Crazy Kid style. So that's probably what I'm gonna stick with, like for doing like the rest of my arm. But yeah, that's the meaning behind that. Because yeah, we went through some like rough times in high school and stuff, but got over it. So like that's kind of like a symbol for that. And then on my back, like right below my neck, I have the X logo. You guys know what that's all about. That's Sam and I's logo for
Your
like
first
exploring.
tattoo. It's crazy.
Yeah, first tattoo ever. And this was, I'm trying to even remember when I got it. I think it was like early 2017. Like I have a picture of it somewhere on my Instagram where it would tell me, but like, yeah, I definitely didn't start getting tatted until I was like 21, I think. So, or 20 maybe, 20 or 21. Uh, but yeah, it's like I love this tattoo. I don't even think I'm gonna do like anything to my back anymore. Like I
Just
just
have
would
that
rather
one
have a standalone.
standalone. It's a big statement. Hello. Oh no, I think I lost connection with the guys. Okay, hopefully you guys can still hear me. I don't know what's going on. We're trying to figure that out. I think Colby dropped off connection. Maybe his phone died or something. But so far, pretty insane. I don't know. Like I've I've gone back and forth with Colby a lot on these tattoos, and it is crazy. I mean, he has a lot of tattoos. I don't know, it's like 10 or something. But one thing I really respect is the fact that like each one actually does like have a meaning or a storyline and stuff. It's like his tattoos are like telling the story of everything that has gone on in his life, as opposed to just like doing it for like because he wants tattoos. He's like, oh, by the end of it, when he has all the sleeves and stuff like that, he's literally gonna have his entire life on his body. It's pretty crazy. Hello. Um, I don't know. It says I can still talk, so I've been talking. I've been just trying to keep people around. It says, yeah, you got connecting with Colby Brock still.
Right. Oh my God! So it's mine. Well, don't ask.
You don't ask for.
Oh wait, there we go. It's working.
And Colby's back, and we back in bougie, everybody. Colby, I think you might be muted.
Am I on mute or am I good?
No, you're good. You were okay. Muted, but we got you back. Everyone's excited.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. I was in the movie theater room and apparently lost like connection, so I like just moved rooms really quick. But I think I was starting to talk about like my right sleeve now, and starting with like the live in the moment symbol. It's like basically just like a water droplet going into like a bigger like pool of water, and it's like kind of like a ripple effect of just because like Nate has always like reminded us to live in the moment, and that's kind of like been his thing. And so having Nate like be a part of it and really like tell us like the idea behind it, like in person, we were just like, yeah, this is like definitely a great, especially first tattoo for Sam. Like, what do you even think about yours, man?
Dude, it's crazy. Like, I don't know. I said I didn't really want a tattoo, and I've been back and forth with it for years on end. And I just was like, you know what? If I want to get a tattoo, it has to like have meaning, and I actually like deeply want it. But what was interesting is because we did this whole 25 by 25, it was like kind of I didn't have that like okay, like I know exactly what I want where I want it. It was kind of like last minute, kind of like okay, this week we're gonna go film a tattoo video. You got to figure out what to do. But luckily, like I absolutely love it, and like you just said, it's like it actually like means live in the moment, and it's like a lot of it has a lot of depth behind it because of the whole Nate story. And I just like one, it represents 25 by 25 and just kind of what we're about, and two, it represents like all of our high school friends, like friendship and like the like mindset behind everything. So out of any tattoo, definitely this was an awesome first one.
Hell yeah. Was there ever like a point that like the first week you got it, you looked down, you were just like, oh my God, or like, this is crazy, this is like not washing off?
Definitely, because I've been prepared for that. It was more like, wow, I actually did it. Like, kind of like a shock factor. And there was like a lull period of like after like 2 weeks where I was kind of like, did I really want a tattoo, or was I just doing it for the video? But now that it's been over a month, I'm like, hell yeah! Like I'm so glad I got it, and like I absolutely love them.
Dude, that's the same like how I am with all my tattoos. Like I'll get them and it's kind of like a haircut, like you'll get the haircut and like maybe like the first week or so you might be like, oh God, I don't know if I like this, or it's like still kind of growing on you literally. But then like, yeah, after like a week or so, or sometimes for me, depending on the tattoo, like it'll take like a month or whatever. And then I'll look down and be like, okay, hell yeah, this is like 100% a part of me. And that's like when you can really like appreciate it. But I want to try to get some questions in here, so I'm gonna go like on a speed run really quick to finish my tattoos. I've been kind of lagging, but yeah, so we got that live in the moment one, and then right above that is the two skulls that are merged with a third eye, with rays shooting out of the third eye, and there's halos in the rays as well. And then there's also wings that come out of the skulls that are like very angelic, and pretty much the meaning behind that is the two skulls represent Sam and I. It's literally like a best friend tattoo. So sad. But it's kind of like through life and death, like Sam will always be like by my side, first of all, and like we'll always like have like the same sort of outlook on things. And that's why we both have like the sharing third eye in the middle, and there's halos, but we're also skulls. So it's like in human form and in the afterlife. It's kind of beautiful if you think about it.
Life and death.
So beautiful. And then the newest one that I just got above that is, and this is the one that everybody's been like asking about on Instagram, is, so it's a sacred heart, but it's not like a full sacred heart. It doesn't have like the cross, or there's like usually thorns that go around like a sacred heart. I have chains around it with a lock, and then I also have a scythe that's going through it. And so pretty much what that means is the scythe is kind of like a symbol of like what death holds. It's kind of like a almost like memento mori sort of a thing. Shout out Unis Honest, I guess. But like that pretty much, for those who don't know what memento mori is, it's like basically remember that it's inevitable that you're going to die. And it's not supposed to be like a morbid tattoo. But pretty much it's going through the sacred heart, and then it has chains all around it to kind of represent that when I die or when death comes, I'm going to be holding on to the love of my creator. That's pretty much it.
More of a religious one?
Yeah, kind of religious, kind of like spiritual. It's more so just that, yeah, like the higher power, holding on to the love of like the higher power and what I like believe in when it's time to die and stuff like that. So that's what that means. It has a little chain that does have a Kingdom Hearts symbol at the way bottom of the chain. So people that were saying that on Instagram dinged it right on the nail. You got it, guys. But yeah, you dinged it. I put that symbol there because like we were thinking about doing a lot of other symbols, but I don't think a lot of people even had this one that I like chose, because it's like a bunch of the symbols combined. It's not even like a specific one from Kingdom Hearts. It's just like all of them like in one symbol pretty much. Yeah. But then on my elbow, another new one, and this one's kind of going through my wolf tattoo. But the one on my elbow is shattered or whatever, and it's because we released the Shatter hoodie like no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, go like and subscribe.
Go like and subscribe. Get the Shatter hoodie in the description. No, it's pretty much a couple meanings behind this one. First of all, it's like because we always went to like the abandoned places and stuff like that. Like I kind of wanted to have something as filler to kind of like represent like the abandoned places and things that we like explored back in the day. And also it's kind of like if you get pushed back, like if somebody pushes you in the chest and you fall back onto your elbows, they can crack, but you will never be broken, sort of a thing. And so like I wanted to have like a huge crack to show that I may have been knocked down, but like I'm unbreakable, sort of a thing.
Damn.
Beautiful.
Unbreakable. There is no break in Colby Brock. He is invincible.
That's what I'm fucking saying. Try to push me down at a meet and greet. Next time I'm on the road, I want you guys to shove me to the floor.
Oh my god. They will.
Just watch.
Next time you go on tour, it's just you get beat up every time.
Yeah, I'm gonna regret saying that in a bit, but let's see. Oh yeah, and then I got the 25 on my freaking leg.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Samuel Goldbach did it himself, and I did the one on his leg. How's that healing for you, man?
Dude, mine is perfect. It's absolutely beautiful. It's awesome. How about you?
Mine is healing slightly strange. I'll show you. I still haven't showed you, but like I keep telling you this, but I need to show you. It kind of has like these white blotches in some parts, but I love it. Like I love how raw it looks. Like it's so sick. I don't think I would like even change it or touch it up at all.
It looks like a random person that wasn't a tattoo artist did it.
I mean, the way it healed, maybe it's just my fault for not putting like Aquaphor on it, but the way it healed, it looked great. At first, it just it's a little white. I'll show you, but it's pretty funny. I love how like grungy and like it looks though, and so raw. But that is it, dude. That concludes my freaking tattoo, man.
Your tattooer.
My tattoo tour. And just so you guys know, I'm going back this week to Crazy Kid. Shout out Crazy Kid Tattoo. To get 2 more on my forearm and probably some filler. Like I'm gonna put some like clouds like at the bottom of that like heart with the scythe in it, and on the back of my forearm I want to do some sort of hourglass that's going to be like super detailed to kind of like represent my slogan, now or never. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. It's about to be crazy, but